my Wild Knitting podcast. This is episode 11, I think. If you're new here, I'm grateful you stopped by. This channel is not only about knitting, but this episode will be about knitting. It's one of my passions, and I like to share many things like foraging, cooking, woodworking, things that we like to do, me and my partner. But I also create a section about knitting because that's a passion of mine. So I'm back, baby. I was in Ireland for 2 weeks almost, and it was a very interesting experience. I learned a lot about myself, about my relationship with my sister, about Ireland, Irish culture. I've seen many beautiful things, met beautiful people, and I'm grateful I've been there. But it wasn't only, flowers and roses. It was interesting. I learned a lot. So, this episode is about my finished objects. I have two. Some WIPS, work in progress projects, and yarns, because I got some yarns. Do I have them here with me? Okay, so last episode I've hosted a little giveaway. I'm not gonna pick the giveaway winners. There will be 8 winners. Yes, many. Today I'm gonna pick them on my next little video that I'm gonna record in a few days. I'm planning to do a little video about summer garments, tops especially, like this one, to give a little bit of inspiration because I've knitted many. So if you're interested in, summer tops and summer yarns, stay tuned for that video. And in that video, I'll pick the giveaway winners. The giveaway, the prizes for the giveaway are 2 patterns by the amazing designer Pia Trans. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. She also has a podcast, and she gifted to the podcast, my Wild Knitting podcast, these 2 patterns. So I'm doing a little giveaway. And since they are summer patterns, I thought it would be nice to pick the winner on that video about summer tops patterns. I hope that makes sense. Sorry if you have to wait. Okay, so let's start with finished objects. I'm wearing one. So this is a very heavily modified ranunculus pattern by Midori Hairose. I heavily modified it. I changed completely the stitch count because I wanted a lot more form-fitted garment. It's very hugging me, but it's still, it's a nice. It's a nice fabric. What was I thinking? I heavily modified it. I changed a little bit the yoke. I did a little detail. Here I cropped it quite a lot. The stitch count was different, and please don't ask me what the stitch count was because I don't remember. Didn't really write it down. That's what I do. And I really like this garment. It's really nice, I think. And I was planning to actually knit it long sleeve, and I might do that. But for now, I think I really like it like this. I have already blocked it, but you can always unwind it and knit long sleeve. I used this yarn. This is the Drops Bomull Line. and it's 53% cotton and 47% linen. Each skein has 50 grams and about 93 yards and 85 meters. And this is the color 05, which is a beautiful, it's a beautiful kind of grayish brown gray. I would say I would call this color elder tree bark brown. For those who know that, you can Google it. I like it. It's nice. Very nice. Very happy with this garment. Quite cropped though, but it's alright. I like cropped tops a lot. Let's move on to the next garment. This one, I wore it in Dublin a lot. This is, I used a pattern to kind of have a little structure. I used the Everyday Raglan by Ship and Stitch, I think the page is called, but I modified it, of course. The neckline is not, I don't know if I leave it like this. I might pick up stitches and knit like an I-cord or just, you know, a ribbed neckline, but we'll see. I think I even like it like that. And then I've done this ruffle hem. Here what I've done, I just, so this pattern is knitted top down with raglan increases, right? And when I arrived at the end of the body, instead of doing a normal 1x1 ribbed hem, I just increased one stitch every 2 stitches. So I did make one right, I think, and then I knitted 15 or 10 rows, I don't remember, of this ruffle hem. And then I did a kind of little moss stitch detail to finish the ruffle hem. So knit one, purl one, and then purl over knit, knit over purl. So very, very happy with this garment. This was the only warm sweater I had with me. I had no other warm sweaters, and I used this sweater every day, many hours per day, because it was cold there, for 2 weeks. And I came home, it didn't smell at all. This is also, I think, the power of animal-based fibers. So I used an alpaca and wool blend, I think, and drops silk mohair in 2 different colors. So I used, the main yarn was the alpaca and wool blend, and then I pair it with either a yellow silk mohair or a pink one. I hope that makes sense. Otherwise, let me just show you. So this was the silk mohair I used for this color, and then I should have prepared before, and then I used this I'm using it for another project now. I used this yellow one for the yellow part. Does all of this make sense? I hope so. Anyhow, I wasn't sure about these colors. I thought, oh my god, why did I do that? But I think the more I wore it, the more I liked it. It had, I don't know, it was pretty special. It's pretty special. I don't know. And I was in Dublin. I worked so much. This is the thing that I was saying. I love the fact that with some animal-based fibers, when you create garments out of them, you can wear them so much and they smell nothing. Like they don't smell like sweat, you know, and stuff like that. And I move a lot. I'm a sweaty person. I'm a wild person. Like I like to move. I like to do things. I heavily wear my garments. But it didn't smell at all. So that's something that I absolutely have to say about animal-based fibers, even if I love probably more plant-based fibers. So I was in a store, in this beautiful yarn store called This Is Knit in Dublin. They also have a website and they ship their yarns worldwide if you're interested. I was in that yarn store, which by the way I loved, and I got approached by not one but 5 ladies. I got basically surrounded by them, and they were asking me about this garment. They were like, what yarn did you use? What colors, what patterns? They really loved it, and I was just like, really? I felt really proud. It's always nice when that happens. So just saying, very happy, even if I wasn't sure about the colors. It's beautiful. I'm really happy. I think I knitted it also quite fast, probably in, I don't remember, but like 5 days. I finished it the day before catching the airplane to go to Dublin, so nice. And yes, another finished object, very happy about it. So let's talk about the WIPS, shall we? I casted on this project in the train to the airport, and I'm using this yarn, which is Drops Kid Silk, and is silk and mohair fiber. And I thought I would never be the person liking this style of garment. So this is a very see-through, airy garment. So you absolutely have to wear it with, I mean, absolutely, you do whatever you want. We here, and we can wear whatever we like. I want this to be a space of inclusivity, you know. But of course, I think I'll wear this with a top underneath. And I actually really enjoy it. It's super see-through, the fabric, because I'm using needle size 5. I think the pattern recommends for needle size 5.5 millimeters or 6 millimeter needles. I'm using size 5 millimeters, and it's a lace way yarn, so the fabric is really, you know, see-through. And I actually love this pattern. It's super easy, knitted bottom up, but I really like this pattern. And I'm almost done with one of the sleeves. I'm gonna knit an I-cord edge on the sleeve, and then the other sleeve, and then an I-cord on the neckline, and it will be it. It's quite soft, and I think I really like garments like this, even if they are not like the most practical garment, meaning like they're practical because you can just, they weigh nothing, right? You can use probably 1.5 skeins of this to make a garment like that, depending on your size, of course. But they're not super practical in terms of like you always have to have a bralette underneath and stuff like that. But I love see-through garments right now. I'm super into that. I think it's super nice to give a little bit of a peekaboo of skin, but everyone is absolutely free to wear whatever they like, and I'm free to wear see-through garments. So that was the main pattern the main project I worked on when I was in Ireland. I didn't knit so much, of course, because we've done so many things, but very, very happy with it. I basically did this much during my journey, train and airplane knitting, yes, so that it is one WIP. Then I have another WIP, and both the bag and the yarn for this WIP were gifted to me by amazing people. So I'll take time talking about that. So this bag, look the beauty. And it has pockets. This is handmade by Mila. Mila, thank you. Mila saw one of my other videos where I probably mentioned that I didn't have many knitting bags and I wanted to make one or buy one, and she contacted me via Instagram and she said, I really like your podcast. I would like to send you one of my handmade bags that I made for myself. And I was like, I feel so honored, I felt very honored, and she sent it to me along with a beautiful letter, and I have it hanged on the wall in my kitchen so I can see it every day. I'm getting emotional, but thank you very much. This became my favorite bag. And I have another one, which is my handmade by myself bag, but I love this one so much, and I love the size. I think it's the perfect size for knitting, like for bigger projects, because my other one is a little bit smaller. I love the colors also. Like, this is really one of my palettes, I would say. I love it. Thank you so much, Mila. Thank you. And here I have another precious project. So Ali from the podcast Ali in Sweatpants, if you don't know her podcast, check it out. I mean, you're free to do whatever you want, but I think her content is delightful. She is delightful. That's the word that comes to my mind when I think about her. Delightful. She's delightful. I think she knows so much. She knits with mostly plant-based fibers. So it's very interesting. I'm a newbie when it comes to plant-based fibers. So it was really interesting to see her projects and see the different yarns she's using. And she contacted me and she said that she had some yarn in her stash that she didn't use, I think. And she said if she could send it to me, and I was like, yes, please. And I sent her also some yarn, so we did some sort of yarn swap. But I think the amount of yarn that she sent me compared to the amount of yarn I sent her, I feel a little bit embarrassed. I sent her also some stitch markers that I made, but I don't know. Think I'll send her more stuff later because she sent me amazing yarn. And one of the yarn she sent me is this beautiful one. This is, I think, is a bamboo and a cotton blend. And it's a US, sorry, she's based in the US. So if you're US based, but I think you can find this yarn also in other parts of the world, maybe. This is the Lion brand Kobo. And I think it's a bamboo and 51% cotton, 49% rayon from bamboo. And what I love about this yarn is not only the fact that it's soft and the color is one of my favorite colors, but it's quite a lot. It has quite a lot of yardage. It has 100 grams and 212 meters. 232 yards. So very happy, and she sent me 4 skeins, so the amount for a sweater for me. I cannot, and what I love is that she kind of wrote little notes on each skein of yarn to tell me about what she thinks about that yarn, which I think is just, it shows so much care. Love it. I mean, you can see also her, like in her podcast, she shows so many projects and she needs so many projects for other people as well. And that shows so much care. Not that if you knit for yourself only doesn't show care. It does show a lot of care, but I love, to see what other people do, and she knits for her boyfriend, her parents, her friends, and I love that. I knit mostly for myself, to be honest, at least in the past months, but that's all right, it's absolutely all right. So she said that this yarn, she really likes this yarn, she used it before, and it splits quite a lot. But to be honest, I don't mind that. I usually mind if a yarn splits too much, but I've been knitting a little bit on it, and it doesn't bother me at all. And it's so beautiful and soft. The stitch definition is also incredible. And I just cast it on yesterday. I cast it on 2 projects yesterday. This one and another one. And this is, I'm not sure I'll knit it completely, following completely the pattern, because my wild knitting. But I'm following a little bit of the pattern of the ballerina wrap top, and I'm going to knit it long sleeve. I got super inspired by Gabriella. She also has an amazing podcast, Merriweather Knitting Podcast. I absolutely love her. She is such a joyful and beautiful person, and she's knitting the ballerina wrap top long sleeve as well for herself. And I thought, I loved the pattern. It's a free pattern, by the way, and I'm really into cardigan these days, a lot more than any other pattern, I would say. And so I wanted some sort of cardigan like garment, but we'll see if it will be a cardigan, if I'll knit a cardigan or a wrap sweater. My God, now I just want to knit and stop talking. Okay, so this is just the beginning of that project, and thank you, Ali, so very much. I already freaked out when I saw it, when I saw the package and I checked the yarns that you sent me. I just, I sent her a message on Instagram and I was like, Ali! Thank you so much, Ali. I mean, I'm gonna enjoy this so very much, and all of the yarn you sent me, I cannot. I'm thinking to show you a little bit of the yarn she sent me, but I think I'll just you'll see me knitting many garments on the yarns she sent me. So I'll talk about that in future episodes. So another project with another yarn she sent me, because but I need to get the label, so just bear with me. This is my knitting journal. And here I have, swatches and notes on projects. So this is the yarn she sent me. So this is an indie dyer, I believe. She got this yarn on Etsy, and she said that she really likes this brand and this yarn. This is the Lero cotton, and it's 55% bamboo, 24% cotton, 21 elastic, and 21% elastic. And one skein is 100 grams. I already caked it up. This is the yarn she sent me. I saw it and I felt so happy. She also wrote me in the little note that this color made her so happy, and I felt the same. So Ali, I feel connection. I absolutely love this, Ali. I mean, you made my months, not my day only. I feel so spoiled by Ali and by Mila and by many of you as well. And I'm learning to just receive and not feel too stressed to give something back. I mean, I try always to give something back, but I think it's also very important to learn to receive and just, thank you. And that's what I want to do. So this is a project that I quickly cast on yesterday evening, very quickly. So basically, I'm just knitting the neckline. And this project, I'm knitting the Look at My Holes by James and Watts. So I knitted this pattern twice and I didn't finish it with other different yarns. I still have a WIP, but I have is in there. I'm not sure I want to pick it up yet, so we'll see. But I think that with this yarn, it would be super fun knitting on that project. And it's a quite bold design as this yarn. This yarn is quite bold, for me at least. It's not usually one of my colors. But I think for the summer, and it can become one of my colors, who knows. But I think it's super nice, super bright and funny. And I think this pattern is very see-through. It has a lot of holes. It's called Look at My Holes because you can see through the holes. And the holes are really big. And this is the perfect yarn for that pattern. It asks for this kind of fingering way yarn, and the yardage is the same as well. So I thought, since I received one skein from Hallie, it's gonna be absolutely enough for knitting that top. So absolutely happy and super excited to knit on this project. I think it will brighten my days. So, just started. I hope I'll show you more the next episode. Very happy. So, I have some yarn to show you, just 2 skeins, so not too much. So I went to Dublin, as I mentioned before, and I decided to gift myself some yarn. And actually, I haven't gifted myself this yarn. You gifted me. You, and when I say you, I mean the people who supported me on Ko-Fi, especially Becky, Heidi, Caroline, Julie, Katie. You all supported me, and you all made it possible for me to buy this yarn. So it's actually a gift from you to me, even if I bought it, but you supported me on Ko-Fi, and that made it possible for me to buy this hand-dyed yarn, especially this one. A bit expensive, but totally worth it, I think. This is the Townhouse brand. This is hand-dyed in Ireland. The color is single malt, and it's 55% merino and 45% silk. I think this is such a pretty color. I mean, this is my favorite color. I can't believe it. It's so beautiful. So I decided to buy only 1 skein because even if it's a lace yarn, it's a 100-gram skein and it has 800 meters. So I was thinking to knit something a bit with the looser gauge and needle size maybe 3.5, and that would be the meterage, the yardage would be enough to knit probably even a long sleeve top, maybe summer top, or I'll just pair it with another yarn. We'll see. I'm cherishing it a lot, this yarn. So thank you for those who supported me on Ko-Fi. It means so much, and you made it possible. So this is yours. Thank you. And I got also this yarn. I got 2 skeins of this, and this is an alpaca, a baby alpaca, 100% alpaca. The brand is BC Garn. Is it Danish or is it German? I don't know. Anyhow, I picked these skeins, 2 skeins of this yarn, because I thought I could make a bra for me, but I'm not sure. We'll see what I'll make. And 100% alpaca, and this is 50 grams. Yes, 250 meters. So 2 will be enough for a little bra or something else. We'll see. But I picked it because it was one of the softest yarn I ever touched, and for me that's interesting. So these were the 2 yarns I got in during my journey. Very, very grateful, very happy, very excited to try them. Nice. Okay, so I think for today we are done. I'm just gonna quickly show you something that I've been making, because I mentioned that when I said when I'll be back, I'll start making buttons, So I made some buttons, and I think I'll make more. But yesterday I made 20. I worked a lot yesterday. And they're sitting in this beautiful olive tree wood bowl. Look at this. I mean, can you believe it? This tree. Look at the pattern. How can... The world is so beautiful because there are trees like this for me. And many other plants and animals and people. So I made buttons, and these ones have this really beautiful pattern. There are many. They're here and they are full of oil at the moment because I'm oiling them. So I'll upload some pictures on Ko-fi, so those who want to get some buttons, they can purchase them on Ko-fi. And yeah, for now I made 20. I'll make more. Very excited to make more and to discover different type of patterns of the wood. I mean, they are not so shiny when the oil gets absorbed into the wood. They are more opaque. But I want to tell you like something that probably I haven't mentioned before. Since it's like this wood is kind of alive, right? It's an alive material, even if it's not alive technically, but you know, it's not like plastic. So if you wash your garment with the buttons attached to it, afterwards, if you want to give a little bit more vitality to the color of the buttons, you can oil them a little bit with vegetable oil, like sunflower oil. Don't use olive oil because I think the level of acidity in the olive oil doesn't really, I don't know, kind of damages a little bit the wood, but not so much. But you can use almond oil, sunflower oil, rapeseed oil, vegetable oils. Just so you know, I probably didn't mention that before, but these are the buttons. Very happy. It took me a while, and that's something that I like to remark because sometimes like I feel that the price is a little bit, eye up for just buttons, but I feel that these look a little bit like jewelries, so I'll just burn out and I'll just feel very unhappy if I put a very low price. I think it's not respectful for my work and for this product, which is a handmade. I make every button, each one by myself, and it takes time. So if you complain about the price, just find other buttons, not from me, because that's, yeah. But you can get them soon. I'll probably upload this video today or tomorrow, and then I'll make a few more and I'll add them on the shop, and I'll keep making more buttons these days. And to ship to the US, so outside Europe in general, sometimes it takes a month, sometimes. So just so you know, because I received some messages, people saying, oh, things didn't arrive. It just takes much time, But if after more than a month things don't arrive, I'll refund your purchase. The postal system is not under my control, you know. But I'll give you tracked shipping, so we'll see where the buttons are or got stuck, or your package got stuck. So today I am done. I feel that I've been talking a lot. I hope you got a little bit of inspiration or a little bit of, you know, calm and joyful energies. I send you calm and joyful energies. I hope you're enjoying whatever season you're going through right now, and I will see you very soon on another little video that I mentioned before, where I'll pick the giveaway winners. So if you participated to the giveaway, stay tuned to that, and see you very soon. Thank you.